The Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Tatooine. Did you see it? Of course. You must have. The Force is strong with us both. Tatooine is known for little but glowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. A star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to serve. After some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this. The immediate benefit is access to these very docking facilities. This is the only port in Anchorhead. Once you've paid, we will offer trade services as well. We're not unreasonable, we just want to cover expenses. I thought you would. Without these fees, Zerka Corporation would have closed this port years ago. This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration, so we can serve you better when you return. Now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on services. Is this visit business or pleasure? There isn't much to tell. It's a very old planet, well, past its prime. Zerka Corporation is the only company with any interest in it. It's not a very pretty world, but there is opportunity here if you know where to look. I can't really get into that. It hasn't been a very smooth operation. I shouldn't get into it. It's common knowledge, so there's no harm in telling you. It's a tale of bad business. You see, Zerka Corporation staked their claim to this planet based on some very promising geological surveys. Unfortunately, that information was incorrect, and possibly even an attempt at sabotage by a rival company. Not totally barren. There were a few good years of mining. and limited operations are still in place, but the ore is flawed. It has peculiar properties. They've had to look at other forms of business. Zerka Corporation has really tried to hide this, but it just seems that Tatooine metal is unfit for effective manufacturing. I would imagine that this outpost will eventually be abandoned. Nobody is making any money here. Of course, this rock may have been settled a few times, so look for some other company to get stuck with it. Pursuits that appeal to the casual traveler. There are some fearsome native species that provide exciting hunting. There are also lengthy, barren wastes that serve as fine swoop tracks. Attracting business has been slow, however. Very little. There are hints that it might once have been a lush world, but I can't picture it as anything but a desert. Native sentient species have no records going back that far. That was hundreds of years ago, maybe thousands. Of course, the native species are not very willing to tell anyone anything. They're barely more than animals. The site is quite old. From the look of it, it's been settled before. Zerka Corporation claimed it only a few decades ago. Some other corporation that went under, probably. Not a lot of records are kept about backwater places like this. The Sand People. They're vicious and attack outsiders on sight. More animal than anything, really. Maybe they know the history of Tatooine. Maybe they don't. Impossible to tell. They won't cooperate. Not personally, but they've given Zerka Corporation a rough time. It's hard enough mining this rock without suffering random attacks. I think the company has even put a bounty on them, but I'm sure not going to try for it. The Jawas are scavengers, and a bit primitive. Hard to understand. They have an affinity for droids. Some of our scientists believe that they may not be native to the planet, but how they got here, they may not even know. As I said, they're hard to understand. They usually end up slaves to the Sand People. They aren't fighters. Good traders, though. It depends on what level of risk you want to take. You could ask at the Zerka office if any bounties need collecting. That's in the central anchorhead. While you're at the office, ask for a hunting license so you can sell trophies to Faza in his lodge, just north of them. I suppose you could also take up swoop racing. Talk to the hut at the registration office by the track. That's in West Anchorhead. I can't say I know which of these jobs is the most dangerous. I stay away from all of them. That's not much information. Could you tell me more? You a digger? I've heard of ruins being found now and then, but they've always been stripped by Sand People soon after. You're not going to get anywhere with them. I guess you could ask around, but I doubt you'll learn anything different. You could always ask a Jawa. It's hard to tell what they know. As you wish. If you need anything else, I'll be here.
Genjopa chawi tikjok twis yun kun. Watuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami no nok.
I'm Bastila, yes. I take it that you know my mother?
Bona na kachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kum kiba bu mulera. Kakin chak nawa gawa bakon. Donk kiba nukunek. Tanga buk sha nagnong.
Is there something I can do for you, miss? As you can see, we're in quite a hurry.
Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wana kumbes. Chi pala mulek. Tong ki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun ki nemolek rabest. Uf mala nibo kurk.
My mother's condition?
Ti umpa do punta krita. Ak ti konto ona chaba chisa wanki. Ti toki grantu kon chi chan kun green kanchan tu pro. Bok wala no bok cha. Nichi konchuva kin lorta ikakun.
I've not seen my mother since I joined the Order. Do you know what's happened? Did she say anything about my father?
Genjopa chawi tikjok twis yun kun. Watuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami no nok.
I see. Where did you meet her? Do you remember?
Chika don mulaka watayuma ka wamahona nek. Ashanti tun unumani patoka. Wana kuna best chinga pala multonki.
Part of me would rather not see her at all. But if she is really sick, well, we shall see.
Color dus Revan Revan Ikel I Revan. Untastar shelfa, uppstärker kris. Color dus da. Apoelta. Color dus Revan Revan Ikel I Revan. Apoelta. Color dus Revan Revan Ikel I Revan. Tustadan kelfa. Hoi sidan kelfa. Tuden tustlag sandigo kelfa. Hoi sidan kelfa. Vadinogan kelfa. Apoelta. Color dus Revan Revan Ikel I Revan.
Uchua penki, tang ituama ji human ak inkatune, chi ita kanki chana kilikon, chi wak aita kanki baba Hasan shan, no ba muri rati lai kunka. Ki muri ra kunkin, tong hituama ak inkotune. Chua penki, yun patisa, ichuba jikutka naga, kingu mua mulira dwana, kinba ni chalora kun. Baba Hasan shan, no ba mulira tilai kuka, chiwi aita ka chong chicha, agi inko tune chuna muri ra tangi wama jikona tongki pa nonku nek abog chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo kun muri ra snimo poiwanga tangi wama ji human ak ikatune chiwi aita ka tong chicha agi inko tune chuna muri ra tangi wama jikona tongki pa nonku nek abog chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo kun muri ra snimo poiwanga tangi wama ji human ak ikatune chiwi aita ka tong chicha agi inko tune chuna muri ra tangi wama jikona tongki pa nonku nek abog Baba Hassan Shan no ba muri rati lai kuka ki muri ra kun king tong hit wama ak inko tune chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo kun muri ra snimo poiwanga tangi wama ji human ak ikatune Baba Hassan Shan no ba muri rati lai kuka chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inko tune chuna muri ra tangi wama jikona tongki pa nonku nek abog ki muri ra kun king tong hit wama ag inko tune chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo kun muri ra snimo poiwanga tangi wama ji human ak ikatune chiwi aita ka tong chicha agi inko tune chuna muri ra tangi wama jikona tongki pa nonku nek abog Smilia! Tingkuin ko ka! Patoga yakfuli ko kala, Gigi!
You here to hunt raid? I work a wrench. Boring, but I know it won't kill me.
Please, will you help me? I have nothing left.
Oh, thank you. I don't have anywhere else to turn. If you're down and out on Tatooine, you're on your own. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, will you buy it? I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please, I'm worried about having it. They're so rare. No. But you looked... I'm sorry, I thought you looked equipped like a hunter. Are you sure you're not going to be getting a license? I mean, you don't look like a farmer, and the only way to be allowed out of Anchorhead is to get a hunting license. Zerka Corporation sells them out of their office just south of here in the center of Anchorhead. That's where my husband got his. I think they charge 200 credits, but they've been known to make exceptions. Please, no one else will help. Will you help after? I'll try to answer what I can. It's the bone plate from the head of the desert raid. My husband was so proud when he found it. He had just started hunting. He said he felt sure the next hunt would bring in more, so we waited to sell this one. Then he never came back. Will you help after? I'll try to answer what I can. We spent everything on my husband's hunting gear. We hoped that the sport would support us. We hoped. Whoever killed him took everything. All I have left is this desert raid plate. We thought we were so lucky when he brought it home. If I could sell it, the kids and I could get out of here. Maybe buy passage to Coruscant? I don't know. Will you help after? I'll try to answer what I can. I still can't believe he's gone. What do you want to know? His name was Lord Fizzle. He used to work in the mines, but they scaled back last year. He was new to hunting, but he was a good fighter. Used to be a soldier. We spent everything on his gear. After a few trips, he didn't come back. Guards say his sandcrawler crew found his body stripped of everything. Nobody saw anything, and most of the other hunters never even knew him. He just started. I don't trust any of them. But those Gamorreans, they just laugh when they see me. They did it. It doesn't matter. There's no justice on Tatooine. I don't care what happens to them. I just need credits. I've got to think about my family, not those vicious pigs. Will you buy it? I can't sell it myself. They're worth more than 500 credits. You will? Oh, thank you so much. Please, I know it's worth at least 500 credits. $700 credits. Oh, thank you. It is more than generous of you. I don't know what to say. I just don't.
Wow. Sometimes helping people feels pretty good, you know?
Thank you for helping this woman. It may not seem like such a great thing to you, but you are making a difference.
For whatever it means, may the Force be with you. You saved us.
La boda ni winkis matoma, wana kun bes jingpa marulira, tok jingbang non ket, tok ninja mura rabes. Kuya ni just kuna jitanai, Ina kun mama rulira rachikun, slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihon kapi.
Her mother was supposed to be here somewhere. Ask if they've seen her.
La boda ni winki smack toma. Wana kun best chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non ket. Tok ninja mulira rabes. Kuyabi just kuna chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun, slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihon kapi.
We should try to find her. I doubt she wants to be kept waiting.
Yatuka ulwan kinkuna ba mulira rachikun. Mucha shakpangpa. La boda ni winki smack toma. Wana kun best chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non ket. Tok ninja mulira rabes. Uba patu goji. Tong non bong shang nung yang. Tong patok smack delia. Kuyabi just kuna chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chihon kapi. La boda ni winki smack toma. Wana kun best chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non ket. Tok ninja mulira rabes.
Can I help you? These are the offices of the Zerka Corporation. I trust you have business with the company? If this is about employment, I'm afraid all regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting licenses. Griff? There's no Griff here. Never heard of him. No, I don't remember a single Griff on the Zerka Corporation payroll. Oh, you mean that Twi'lek? Must have slipped my mind for a second. Yes, of course I remember Griff. We hired that Twi'lek some time ago. Not a good worker, according to his crew chief. Always complaining and faking injuries to get out of work. He entered false timesheets and slept through his shifts. We even suspected him of stealing Zerka Corporation supplies, although we could never prove it. We would have fired him, but we needed workers. It would have been better for him if he had been fired. Then the Sand People wouldn't have gotten him. He was lost in a Sand People raid we suffered not too long ago. There were prisoners taken, but our rescue parties never found anyone alive. In the end, it just wasn't cost-effective to keep searching. All miners sign a waiver absolving Zerka Corporation of liability in these circumstances. Zerka Corporation cares deeply for all of its employees. That's why we've started a bounty program to thin the Sand People numbers. We didn't find his body, so we have to assume he was taken prisoner. Whether he's still alive, I couldn't say. That's all I can tell you. I shouldn't even have said this much. This is all privileged corporate information. I could lose my job. As I said, all employees have signed waivers absolving Zerka Corporation of any financial liability if this occurs. It is the industry standard. I suppose you could apply for special dispensation from the Zerka Corporation representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours only, please. Very well, though I do have work to get back to. As I said, we are no longer selling them. There are too many people cavorting about outside the walls as it is. We use them to ensure that only people judged fit by Zerka Corporation are allowed outside the city. We don't allow casual exploration because of legal concerns. Zerka Corporation takes no responsibility for loss of life on the dunes. It's just so we can keep track of people. No one leaves the city without a Zerka hunting license. With the downturn in mining, people want any chance at credits they can get. Most wouldn't survive a day, let alone qualify as hunters. The last license issued before the ban was given to a woman named Marlena Venn. She'll do fine. She had a mean streak a parsec wide. She also paid double. Exceptions like this are rare, unless it suits the company to offer them. Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you agreed to perform a task for us. It's similar to hunting. The Sand People are becoming a problem. They destroy our sandcrawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe is the worst. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains. Which would you rather have dumped on your office floor? Besides, they're ceremonial weapons, unique to each warrior. It's just as good. Then you are free to leave the city just like everyone else. Zerka Corporation will welcome your eventual change of mind. Please, feel free to enjoy the door behind you. Greetings again from the offices of Zerga Corporation. Is this about bounties or something else? As I said, we are no longer The Sand People are becoming a problem. They destroy our sandcrawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe is the worst. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains. Excellent. Now, just so we understand each other, this is an enforceable contract. Zerka Corporation takes this very seriously. Here's your license, and a few directions. We believe one of their enclaves is in the far south of the Dune Sea. You might try following one of our sandcrawlers. They're regularly attacked. I wouldn't mind you escorting them. Very well, though I do have work to get back to. I assume that by out of the ordinary, you're referring to the destruction of Terrace? That is all anyone is talking about. I'm afraid Zerka Corporation is not offering any comment on those events. We wouldn't wish to anger the participants. If you're looking for local events, I suggest you go to the Swoop Track, one of the few leisure industries on Tatooine. There was also a Jawa here earlier, saying something about needing help. I think he's out by the city gates. I can't be more specific about what he wanted. Our droid translators had difficulty with the message. Farewell. Zerka Corporation welcomes your future inquiries.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
Talk? What is there to talk about? Those sand people took my brother prisoner. Griff may be a slime, but we have to go rescue him. We can't just leave him with those monsters. I knew I could count on you. There's definite fringe benefits to being friends with a Jedi.
La boda ni winki smak toma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang non kick. Tok ninja mira rabes. Kuyabi just kuna jitanai. Ina kun marulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chikokabi. La boda ni winki smak toma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang non kick. Ninja Mira Rabes, Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachikun, Slimo Patona, Mundi Hadonga Chikokabi. La Boda Ni Winki Smatoma, Wanakun Bes Jingpa Marulira, Tok Jingbang Non Kick, Tok Ninja Mira Rabes, Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachikun, Slimo Patona. Mundi Hadonga Chikokabi, La Boda Ni Winki Smak Toma, Wanakun Bes Jingpa Marulira, Tok Jingbang Non Kick, Tok Ninja Mira Rabes. Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Marulira Rachikun, Slimo Patona, Hindi hatong da chihong kabi, laboda ni wing kismak toma. Wana kung bes jingpa marulira, tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mira rabes, kuyabi jus kuna jitanay. Ina kun marulira rachikun, slimo patona. Hindi hatong da chihong kabi. Laboda ni wing kismak toma. Wana kung bes jingpa marulira, tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mira rabes, kuyabi jus kuna jitanay. Ina kun marulira rachikun, slimo patona. Hindi hatong da chihong kabi, laboda ni wing kismak toma. Wana kung bes jingpa marulira, tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mira rabes. Kuyabi jus kuna jitanay. Ina kun marulira rachikun, slimo patona. Hindi hatong da chihong kabi. Kuyabi jus kuna jitanay. Ina kun marulira rachikun, slimo patona. Hindi hatong da chihong kabi. Laboda ni wing kismak toma. Wana kung bes jingpa marulira, tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mira rabes. Kuyabi jus kuna jitanay. Ina kun marulira rachikun, slimo patona. Hindi hatong da chihong kabi. Laboda ni wing kismak toma. Wana kung bes jingpa marulira, tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mira rabes.
Thank you.